Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is just a quick video to show you how I do my Shabby Chic 3D bows, inspired by Glam Susie. So I've just popped down 2 beads of CJP's Cherry Blossom, and I'm using my size 4 brush by Funky Sugar Glitter Mixers. And I'm just sort of patting that out into a biggish circle. You want to flatten it out as much as you can, but not get it too thin, otherwise it does tend to tear a little bit when you start moulding it. And you need to sort of work it into a triangle shape, but don't go too pointed. If you think of the points as like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, where your bow folds over. So if it is a bit too sharp, it doesn't really look much of a bow, unless that's the look you're going for. Then get it as pointed as you can, but to make it look a bit more rounded, I sort of keep my edges rounded. I also tend to put 2 beads down just to do both sides of the bows, because you can sort of judge the size of it. Then I've done it before where I've just concentrated on one part of the bow, and then once I've got that all folded and made up, I've then gone in and done the second part of the bow, and it's been too big or too small by the time I've put it together. So you can sort of get a rough size. I mean, you don't have to be too exact with your shaping either. You can just sort of get a rough guide, because that's what makes it shabby chic after all, doesn't it? If you think about it, it don't need to be bang on, it just needs to be somewhere near. So as I'm doing that, my other diamond shape is setting, so I'll be able to start messing with that in a minute. So I'm just going in there with my size 2 CJP brush. You've got to keep your brush as flat as possible, and I find if I go quite quick, it sort of picks it up a bit better. You need to go about halfway in, just to where your points are. So as we're looking at your top and your bottom points, fold it over, trying to keep it from sticking down, so you want to keep like the gap in between. Push that down, and then just go in and sort of fold back those folds. I mean, you can fold them all the way back if you want. It depends on what kind of look you're going for. You don't have to go as exaggerated as me. You don't even have to fold them back if you don't want. But this is just the way that I like to do it. So you can see here, this one isn't quite set on that side, so I've just gone back in and tried to reshape it just before I start picking it up. Sorry for my really fast talking as well. I'm just trying to be really quick before my partner comes back in the room and starts talking. So yeah, I've just turned it around to start from the other side, because that side's set. So once it starts going matte and the shininess is gone, that's when you want to start playing with it. So again, just keeping it as flat as I can and going quite fast until I get to the middle, taking it over, and then only touching it down at that point. Then just folding them edges back. If it does sort of start to sink as well and your bow's not stuck up a bit, if you just sort of pop your brush on inside it to try and keep it from sticking, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. I'm really rubbish at stuff like this. Hopefully you can see what I've done. I do zoom in slightly, just so you can get a bit of a closer look when I'm doing the next bit. So I'm just putting a little bead of acrylic there, just so I can stick them together. And you want to like push it up as far as you can, and then I sort of get rid of the overspill of it. And that is stuck together. You can leave it like that if you want and pop a gem on it, or if you want the little ribbon added over it. So you want to get a small bead with my size 2, and then just sort of keep it in an oblong shape. I patted it out a little bit too thin there. So I like to go quite a bit thinner with these than I do with the bows. So yeah, just playing around with it and trying to get it a nice shape before I pop it on. please excuse my gross fingernails as well. I dyed my hair purple and pink the other day and the dye is still stuck underneath my fingernails. So even though I wore gloves, it leaked through, so they're not dirty, I promise. So yeah, I'm just going to go in here and try to lift that up. I don't think it's quite set. Looking at it here, it's not quite set. I don't know why I carried on. But yeah, you can tell that it's not quite set. It's not lifted up very easy, so it sort of smooshes it a bit. I'm quite an impatient person as well, so it's quite hard doing 3D work because I just get so frustrated that it's not setting immediately and I can't mess around with it. So yeah, you just want to place that over gently and then just sort of tuck it in. And then what I like to do is just lift them corners up just to make it look a little more rough around the edges. And there you have it, guys. A 3D bow. Thanks for watching, bye!